Pepper says, all right, everyone, it's time to start decluttering and cleaning now. Last week, Brandon wanted to declutter and start cleaning up his room. He wanted to upgrade it. He wanted his space to look nice, and I wanted to give him that glow up. And of course, our little kitten, Pepper, absolutely loves the new space because she's sleeping so peacefully in his room. Because last week, Brandon did amazing. He decluttered this section right here. He also decluttered his desk, and we're going to continue working on decluttering different spaces here today. Our main focus is going to be right here in this section. There's a lot of stuff here and this section right here. And a matter of fact, this is the section we're going to start with first because it's the smaller pile to get that decluttering momentum going. So Brandon has his trash can ready to go, and he's going to start decluttering. Now, I have been letting him take the lead on this. It's all his decisions on what he wants to keep. It's all his decisions of what he wants to let go of. And I've been keeping quiet because I want to encourage him to declutter and not see my face when certain things are let go of. Brand, do you want to keep that pug thing, that male pug?
No thanks.
No? All right, we'll let it go. Because even though I wanted him to keep the male pug, I know that it's not mine, it's his. And if he's ready to let it go, then I have to honor his decision. This is a growing experience for him and for myself. I want to show him that Mommy is strong enough to beat hoarding disorder, and even though he lets things go that maybe I'm not ready to let go of internally, I'm not going to show him that. I'm going to show him my strengths. I'm going to show him how easy it is to declutter and make decisions to let things go. That way, he doesn't develop hoarding disorder behaviors either, because I don't want him to have to struggle with hoarding. You always want your kids to have it easier than you did and have a better life. So that's why, to me, it's very important to instill these behaviors now of cleaning and decluttering and strengthening his decluttering muscles, because I can tell that he really does want to enjoy cleaner spaces and not messy, hoarded ones. And now that he has that cleaned up, we're going to be moving to this little back corner that is between the closet and the door. There's a lot of nastiness in there. So he's throwing out all that stuff and making sure that we're cleaning it up really good. And now we're going to start moving on to Big Mama. This is a much bigger pile with all kinds of baskets filled with millions of goodies. And again, I'm going to let Brandon take the lead on what he's going to keep and what he's going to declutter. And while he's decluttering, I want to circle back around to what I had said about how maybe inside there are certain things that I am not ready for him to let go of, but I'm showing a good face in front of him. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean that I don't work through those emotions and I just bottle them up and keep them deep down inside, because down the road, that's going to have the opposite effect. I have to honor those emotions that I have inside. And those emotions are that my baby is growing up. He's a teenager now. He's a teenager. But of course, in my eyes, he'll always be my baby. And the other thing is that I loved that season of my life when the boys were little. It was definitely one of my favorite seasons. And again, they're growing up. And that season is now over and we're entering a new one. And lastly, it kind of reminds me of how I tried to have a third baby and I kept on having miscarriages. And so many that it just hurt too much to try for the 5th, 6th, 7th time. And for me to heal, I need to feel those emotions. I need to experience those emotions. I need to cry if I need to cry. I need to feel, process, and let go of those emotions as freely as they come, because a lot of my hoarding came from me not processing my emotions, boxing them up, and packing them away deep within my soul to not feel any pain so that I can go to my happy place. And in turn, I hoarded. That was the coping mechanism. As I boxed up those emotions and hid it, I did the same with physical stuff. Now we're going to take a little pepper break and show you what we have done. Now, these are the Pokemon cards that Brandon is letting go of. He's going to sell some of them, and he's also going to give some of them away. And next to that is our new sensory bin. We have a lot of sensory toys, so this is our new bin to organize that. And with that, Pepper is signaling us to start decluttering again. Here, your Seinfeld thing. Where do you want to eventually put this? You want it up on that one? Okay, that's a good idea. And we'll work towards that goal. So right now, why don't you go ahead and pick that up so very carefully your Seinfeld set.
Drops it.
No.
Camera.
No.
Oh.
No. Now, I really wanted to share all of my hoarding disorder emotions with all of you during Brandon's decluttering video because my goal is to stop the next generation from hoarding. I want to be the last person in my generation to have hoarding disorder struggles. I do not want Brandon or Tyler to ever have to go through this. So if there's anything that I can do within my power to prevent the hoarding behaviors to develop, that's what we're going to do. That's what we all can do. By sharing these emotions and being raw with the disorder, we can find new strategies to prevent the hoarding from occurring at this age. Because when I was Brandon's age, I had already developed hoarding patterns and behaviors. I didn't want to let go of anything because I was bullied in middle school, and the stuff became my safe haven. It protected me. It didn't judge me. It loved me. It didn't say how ugly and fat and disgusting I was. I found protection and refuge in the items that I had in my hoarded, messy bedroom. And even though I can't prevent either of my children to experience pain, bullying, kids being mean, disappointment, what I can do is find better coping mechanisms for them to deal with it. That's why there's such a huge mental health awareness movement going on now. We're trying to help the next generation. We're trying to better prepare the next generation so that when these things occur, they will be able to express their emotions and their distress in a safer environment so that they can heal and they can evolve, and then they can help somebody else who's experiencing similar things to them. And that is the purpose of me creating this channel, for exactly those reasons. Creating a community where we could be heard, where people can understand the true mentality behind hoarding disorder, where others can share their stories and their struggle and know that they're not alone in that there are millions of us struggling with it, and that there are also millions of us encouraging and uplifting each other during our recoveries. That is where true healing is found, in a loving community who supports and listens to one another. And with that said, Brandon had told me how he was done decluttering for this video. And I'm so very proud that all of this right here is tossy, and we will be recycling it as best as we can. This tube right here, Brandon got for Christmas, and it actually is full of candy. So since Valentine's Day is coming up, we're gonna be giving it to a lot of our friends and sharing the candy wealth. And And this pile over here, Brandon wants to sell. I am planning on having a huge yard sale this spring, so he can definitely put this stuff in there. And of course, we're going to have to organize these Pokemon cards a little better too. And now I am so happy to show you how much progress Brandon made in this bedroom. It's looking a lot better. He got that one side cleaned up. It looks 1,000% better. Pepper definitely approves of the newer open space over here. And especially over here, with all his hard work, he was able to open up this floor space as well. And we're going to continue working in this room because on this side, he still has to go through it, but there's some keep things in here. Next time, we're going to declutter all the items in this drawer. Brandon has a trundle bed, and underneath, it's used for storage. And we haven't decluttered it in probably over a year. So we're gonna have Brandon go through it, declutter some stuff. That way he can open up some room to put some of his keep pile things in here. That way it's off of the floor and out of the way. And he also wants to get back in this bookshelf and actually declutter a few things to open up spaces for things that he really loves. And that makes me so proud because a year ago, these were his prized possessions. But now as he gets older, he realizes that he's outgrown some of these items and it's time to give them away and let them go. And I'm so incredibly proud of him. He did an absolutely amazing job today. And I hope this encourages you and your family to declutter and clean something today.